Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fandom United. My name is Gio, and this is movie news recap, making its long-awaited return. It's been a couple of months, but these videos are back, and basically, I'm going to be going over some movie news and breaking it down for you and giving my opinion. Hopefully, this is informative. If not, at least entertaining, and hopefully, we can have a conversation. It is Tuesday, August 23rd. Just got off of work, excited to talk about the good and bad of DC. Actually, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with DC. And I mean, come on now, it's rough out there if you're a DC fan because you don't know what's coming. Like, movies are being made, but movies are being canceled. And what's the overall plan? Warner Brothers Discovery says there's a 10-year plan that they're working on. And, for myself, I just want to see more of the characters that we've already seen and not have any wasted potential. And speaking of that, our first topic, Matt Reeves signs a first look deal with Warner Brothers. There we go. Okay, we knew you had it in your Warner Brothers. Over here canceling all these movies and shelving all these HBO Max projects. There is a win for Warner Brothers Discovery. And I want to read some of this Deadline article about the move and what it means. This first quote comes from director Matt Reeves talking about the deal, and he says, "Making this legendary studio my home is a dream. I am so excited to be working with the executives and our team and bringing captivating stories I am truly passionate about to the big and small screen." And he is hard at work on the Batman franchise. This is great news for anybody who had any doubts about the Batman 2 or spin-offs. Speaking of spin-offs, under the new terms of the deal, Warner Brothers Pictures Group production divisions, Warner Brothers Pictures, New Line Cinema, Warner Animation Group, and DC-based films will have first look rights to Matt Reeves' work as a writer, director, and or producer. This includes the Colin Farrell-led Penguin spinoff that's happening at HBO Max. It's a miracle that's happening. And I got to give a shout out to Warner Brothers Pictures Group co-chairs, CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi. You guys are proving to the audiences that you still value filmmakers and their creative decisions and what they want to bring to these well-known IPs. This is a great job. And I was worried for a second. We'll get into why with this second topic. And the second topic is Batman Caped Crusader no longer happening at HBO Max. Now, what is Batman Caped Crusader? Utilizing state of the art animation techniques and technologies, the creative partnership between WB Animation and the executive producers promises to reinvent Batman and his iconic rogues gallery with sophisticated storytelling, nuanced characters, and intense action sequences, all set in a visually striking world. Well, basically, it was in the vein of the 90s Batman animated series, a kind of different take that would revitalize the character from an animated standpoint. And Bruce Timm, who was the showrunner and writer on the Batman animated series, he also did Batman Beyond and the Justice League animated series, is involved with Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams in this new animated series, Batman Caped Crusader. Well, when the news broke that Caped Crusader is no longer happening at HBO Max, a lot of people, myself included, was freaking out. We were like, what the hell's going on here? Are you telling me a project involving Matt Reeves is no longer safe? Thankfully, that's not the case. Batman Caped Crusader is still happening, just not at HBO Max. Apparently, Warner Bros. Discovery doesn't think it's, big enough or important enough or worth the investment to put on their streaming service, but they're still going to shop Batman Caped Crusader to other streaming services like Netflix, like Prime Video, Apple, whoever's the highest bidder. And we now know Matt Reeves is safe. I mean, the previous topic was Matt Reeves signing a first look deal with Warner Brothers, but for about 24 hours, a lot of us were a little bit nervous here. I mean, Colin Farrell, who stars as the Penguin and is doing his own spinoff, was like, okay, we're moving forward, we're doing this, but we still needed a little bit more in order for our confidence to be back to where it needs to be. And this is good. So, Batman Cape Crusader, not happening at HBO Max, but will be shopped around. Matt Reeves signs his first look deal. Things are getting a little bit better at Warner Brothers. And yeah, that's all I'll say for now. I was about to get into some Black Adam stuff, but I think I'll hold off on that. All right, I want to move on from DC to Star Wars. And one of the biggest disappointments as far as a character arc goes in a sequel trilogy, for me, it is not even a contest. John Boyega's Finn character. I thought Finn was just completely mishandled after such a promising start. And, there's a conversation going around Star Wars fandom. Could the character be redeemed on the big screen, much like how Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker was redeemed in the Obi-Wan series? Although, if you ask me, I think Hayden Christensen's performance as Anakin in Revenge of the Sith is one of the best performances in anything Star Wars live action. But that's beside the point. Would John Boyega be interested in returning in Star Wars in some capacity? According to his latest interview in Sirius XM, no. Here's what John Boyega had to say. At this point, I'm cool off it. I'm good off it. I think Finn is at a good confirmation point where you can just enjoy him in other things, the games, the animation. But I feel like Star Wars Episode 7 to Episode 9 was good for me. And I don't blame him. I really genuinely feel that his character was wronged. I mean, I can remember sitting in Star Wars The Last Jedi in theaters and just being disappointed and confused. Like, I'm sorry. Why is Finn being dragged with this Rose character off to this casino planet and all this stuff regarding animals and whatnot? I'm like, what is this? Come on now. Ray and Finn had such great chemistry in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and yet take that away. They had a nice reunion at the end of The Last Jedi, but by that point, it was just like, okay, maybe episode 9 can redeem the Finn character, and it didn't exactly work out that way. I don't blame John Boyega for not wanting to return to Star Wars, at least anytime soon. Of course, if there's an idea that's so great with a filmmaker like a Barry Jenkins Star Wars or Anton Fuqua or Ryan Coogler, I'm sure that would probably get John Boyega interested again. He also talks about what he witnessed in regards to Moses Ingram, who played an Inquisitor in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and what she went through. And he actually commended Disney for how they supported the actress who was getting a lot of racist attacks on social media. But bottom line, John Boyega not returning anytime soon. So, hey, never say never, right? Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, never say never. But I think this is the right move for him. Focus on other projects. And yeah, let's move from Star Wars and IPs to another exciting Netflix franchise that is on the way later this year. One of my favorite movies of 2018 was Knives Out. In fact, I think it was my number one movie of that year. Ryan Johnson returned the form, coming off Star Wars The Last Jedi. I absolutely loved Knives Out. It's so rewatchable, in my opinion. Just the ensemble cast, storytelling, Anya De Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Chris Evans. I mean, on and on. What an ensemble. Well, director Ryan Johnson is returning, and this time he's making it even bigger. Here is our best look yet at the ensemble for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. And as a reminder, the movie follows a tech billionaire played by Edward Norton who invites his nearest and dearest for a getaway on his private Greek island. But then someone turns up dead. And this ensemble is just even more crazier than the first movie. You got Daniel Craig, Ethan Hawke, Kate Hudson, Janelle Monáe, Jessica Henwick, Dave Bautista, Catherine Hahn, Jada Pickett Smith, Madeline Klein, so on and so on. And of course, as I mentioned, Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc. I love that he'll kind of be the center of these movies as he goes from case to case and trying to solve it. I would have loved to have seen Lakeith Stanfield from the first movie make some sort of an appearance. Maybe Benoit Blanc calls in help and he shows up. I enjoyed him so much in the first movie. But yeah, the photo has me very curious what's going on. I'll just say it right now, Edward Norton looking shady as hell. And yeah, it's going to be a fun mystery releasing this Christmas on Netflix. Love it. Going from the king of streaming services to the king of this year's box office, Top Gun Maverick is doing massive numbers at the box office, $1.4 billion as of this recording. It will reach 1.5 billion, and I love to see it. I've seen the movie twice, and it's a huge, huge hit. So huge that the director, Joseph Kaczynski, acknowledges both the success and this fun little fan theory, which I'm not sure you've heard of. But I'll first read Joseph Kaczynski's quote and then talk about that little theory. So the director says movies are meant to be interpreted in a variety of ways. Let me read that first part again. Movies are meant to be interpreted in a variety of ways. And I love it when people read different meanings into it. So I love hearing that theory and certainty. And certainly there's a mythic kind of element to the story that I think lends itself to that sort of interpretation based on who Maverick is and what he represents, and the fact that he's kind of going through this rite of passage at a different phase of his life. He also talks about using old school film techniques with new high-tech gear, a blending of two different eras of filmmaking into one, and the result is Top Gun Maverick, a movie that I wouldn't mind watching in theaters one more time. In fact, I think they're doing a screening, if I'm not mistaken, a fan appreciation screening. So check your local theaters. There, you might have one opportunity left to see Top Gun Maverick. Now, as far as that theory goes, so spoilers ahead if you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick. In the beginning, Maverick goes and flies this aircraft and tries to reach Mach 10, and he succeeds, but he pushes the aircraft beyond Mach 10. It's a really well done sequence. I mean, talk about like starting a movie off with a bang. But then the aircraft goes wrong and it starts to heat up, and it's believed that Maverick barely escapes and ends up in this town in the middle of nowhere. He walks into a cafe, a diner, and has a glass of water, and then he comes in and his suit's all like fried. Well, the fans believe that Maverick actually died in the aircraft. He never made it out safely. And the rest of the movie is just him getting his farewell, his hurrah, making things right with both Goose's son and an old flame. I can't remember her name off the top, but played by wow, what's her name? Jennifer Connelly. And it's a fun fan theory. So fun that the director himself acknowledged it, and he says, yeah, these movies can be interpreted in a variety of ways, and that's so true. So if you're hearing this theory for the first time, let me know what you think. It's fun, and I also want to show you guys the steelbook for Top Gun Maverick. Look at that. I'm not much of a physical media person because, I started with DVDs, then I went to Blu-rays, now it's 4K, pretty soon it's going to be 8K, and I got to rebuy all the shit. But man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't really tempted to get this physical copy right there. That looks nice. Really makes me want to see the movie again, man. So there it is right there. You can do your pre-orders. I believe it releases on November 1st. And final topic of this movie news recap. Again, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. It's been a while. I love doing this. I love having a variety of topics. And this one is in regards to extended cuts, the Snyder cuts of Spider-Man No Way Home and Jurassic World Dominion. Both of these blockbusters are getting extended cuts released both on the big screen in regards to No Way Home and on streaming with Jurassic World Dominion. Now, it's said Spider-Man No Way Home will be 11 minutes longer, the more fun version, and Jurassic World Dominion will have 14 minutes of extra footage, more dinosaurs, they said. Now, I've seen Spider-Man No Way Home, love the movie. Just an incredible feat for a franchise that has had some pretty high major success when regards to the Spider-Man character. Am I going to watch Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters for the more fun version? No. Okay. I've had my fun. I actually watched No Way Home on a plane not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. But I wouldn't mind checking out this alternate version, the more fun version, if I knew the 11 minutes was more of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, to be honest. Now, I've seen the teaser trailer for this more fun version, and there was a little bit of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but a lot of it was just other stuff. I think it was Ned, his best friend. There was a shot of Peter Parker at school climbing the wall in front of everyone. Like, I'm good off of that. But if you tell me there's more Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, hey, I mean, that's kind of the main reason why I was so excited about No Way Home. I love what it did for Tom Holland's character arc. But you kidding me? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, 11 more minutes of them in Spidey outfit or in character. I'm there. Just not in the theaters. In regards to Jurassic World Dominion, I've yet to see this movie, but I will watch the 14-minute extended version over the theatrical version. For me, I'll say it again, like No Way Home, I want to see the OGs. I want to see 14 more minutes of the original trio, Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, Laura Dern. If it's 14 more minutes of them and interacting and having fun playing these characters one more time, even more better. But in regards to releasing extended cuts, I can't tell you how I feel about extended cuts in general, at least with these two movies, until I actually see it. In regards to Jurassic World Dominion, if it ends up being better than the theatrical version, I think a lot of you have a right to be angry. Why wasn't that version released in theaters? No Way Home releasing in theaters sounds like a cash grab. I mean, it's Sony, but yeah, there it is right there. Extended cuts. Let me know if you're going to check it out, if you think it's even worth your time. And that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Movie news recap. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I love it. Love the support. Hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it so much, and it would mean the world. And if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to do so anyway. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.